Thank you very much for that warm welcome, and it's great to be here today. First, I'd like to acknowledge, of course, that we're on the unceded territories of the Coast Salish people, the Squamish, the Musqueam, and the Tsleil-Waututh. Thanks very much, David, for that warm welcome. I mean, I have lots of stories about David that I won't share, of course, but maybe some of you do know. We have been friends for a very, very long time, and I am so grateful for his support through this election, and your support as well. So thank you very much. Getting the endorsement for the Vancouver District Labour Council was essential to my success, and I'm really going to work as hard as I can to make this city work for everybody. So I do have at the heart and soul of Vancouver is the energy and determination of hardworking people that keep this place the economic engine of our province, and a beacon of hope and opportunity for so many people across Canada and around the world, and really that's what this city is for me. I came here from rural Nova Scotia with nothing. This city, I was able to be a musician at first, and then work kind of jobs I could find, Radio Shack, running printing presses, and I was able to make a life here that worked for me. But why I ran for mayor is because I don't see that opportunity for most people these days. Everybody is just so stressed out about housing, can't afford housing, their mortgages are high, interest rates are going up. So that was really the central part of the whole campaign, was to make Vancouver affordable again. And that is, I'm happy to say, that is the business that we're pursuing at the City of Vancouver. Very happy to say that I've got a meeting with the Prime Minister later today. I've already had a call with him, and this is a key priority of his as well. So I hope to work closely together with the Prime Minister and Premier in order to deliver the affordable housing we need here in the city. So, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's so great to be here in front of you. I know that, I know MoveUP very well, the work you do. I've met David in Ottawa so many times. I mean, you do have the hardest working president that I know of. He is just... But I mean, you are also leaders in our community among working people. You bring folks together and you stick up for other folks, unionized, non-unionized, and that is so important. So we've got a lot of work here to do with the city, and I do need your help and support. So I know that you've got great members here. You've got members working for BC Hydro and ICBC, members that are with EcoJustice, with the Coast Mountain Bus Company, and with Native Housing. And you think that is really the key of what makes this city work. It's the people. It's the people who are working for these great organizations and businesses, and being unionized is so important because it brings that standard of living, and it brings the wages and job security that are so necessary. So again, all the way through the election, I was so proud to have the endorsement of Labour, and so proud to fight for those very real values that we all share as I move forward in this new job. I really want to thank those of you who did come out and door knock and phone call and actually get super involved in the election beyond voting. That was so important because, as we all know, voter turnout in city elections is low. We had just 40% this time, but the folks who do vote are very informed, and it's because of the work that you do, the folks that are out there door knocking. So I'd encourage you, if you did it this time, to do it again, but in the next election, maybe in this PR referendum, get involved and make sure that you're out there informing people and helping make this province and city better. So I also need your help as we move ahead, not just in elections, but I really need to see you at council meetings. I mean, I have to work with the other levels of government, and I have to make the case. I have to secure funding to make sure that we can get the housing we need here in this city, so we can get the transit built that we need in this city, so we can get the buses that we need. And what I need is loud voices to help me with that. So coming to council meetings and speaking is very important. As a unified group, speaking as members of a particular union or as members of a community, of your neighborhood, of representatives. So I also need to see you at the meetings and at the consultations. I need those voices because it really makes a difference. I always say I've been an MP before I was elected for 7 years, and people would come in and yell at me, and I would say, keep yelling, because it allows me to push forward with our agenda. We're hearing lots of voices from the most wealthy in the community, but what we need is the voices of working people, unionized people, and so I need you at the council meetings, at the consultations. And I know that if we do this together, if we all get involved, that we can make the city work better. And that is the key. If you're working in the city, you should be able to live here, and that's just not the case now. Most of the city is gauged for folks that are making huge incomes, and it's getting harder and harder for people to live here. But that's not my plan. My plan through the election was to build 25,000 affordable rental units here in the city. So if you're working in a community, you don't have to commute from far away to work here. We all know that the dream of perhaps buying a single-family home on the west side of the city is gone, but that doesn't mean living in the city has to be so unaffordable. I'm a renter myself, and I do think that is the future for a lot of folks in the city. Half of the city now are renters, and that's who we have to build for. So that's really what I'm trying to do with city land, is to make sure that we have affordable rental housing for folks that's run by nonprofit organizations, so we can afford to live here while we work here. I just want to say I hope you have a great convention here. I know you will, because you're all super folks, and I've met lots of you before. But it is a real pleasure this is my, I guess, first post-election speech. I haven't been sworn in yet, that's on Monday. But it's a real honor to come and speak with you and share this time with you, and I wish you great success, and thank you very much for having me here today.